Well, it's October, and thus the season for all things spooky. I think a change of attire is in order. There we are. That's a little more suiting. Wait a minute. These get back on. Oh well. Well, having just done the previous review, it's time to move on to the next normal game in the series, Megaman 6, and bid our fond farewell to the good old Nintendo Entertainment System. Without any further ado, let's get to it.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey there, Contralto. What seems to be the problem?
Guess you got a little too comfortable without me. What about the intro story?
But doesn't this game have an opening cutscene for its story?
Well, yes, but the instruction manual goes into more detail.
Huh. Alright then. By all means, be my guest and fill us in.
Ahem. In the year 20XX, Megaman managed to stop Dr. Wily and peace returned again. To counteract Dr. Wily's ambitions of world domination, the World Robot Alliance was organized. 1 year later, with the cooperation of scientists around the world and the financial backup of the X Foundation, robotics has made dramatic progress, and it was decided that a robot championship would be held. The most talented robot designers from across the globe have come to the first annual robot tournament sponsored by the billionaire Mr.X. Traveling from several countries, the designers have brought their finest cybernetic creations to do battle in a series of tests to see which robot can claim the title of the most powerful robot in the world. Nothing seems strange as the contest begins, but when the top 8 robots enter the arena for the final event, the lights dim and the mysterious Mr.X appears. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you all for coming to see the final event of my first annual robot tournament. As you know, I have kept the final event of the tournament secret. This event will test the strength, skill and intelligence of each of these fine robots. In fact, it will also test the strength and skill of each one of you. That may seem strange, but I'm sure you will understand when I explain that the final test for these robots is to help me conquer the world. Please excuse me and my robots as we teleport out of here, but we have a lot of work to do. But don't worry, you'll see me again soon. Very soon. From there, the opening cutscene is pretty much spot on.
Alright, well, thanks for filling us in on the rest of the story, and welcome back again, Contralto.
My pleasure, good to be back. If you'll excuse me though, there are some things that require my attention, so I'll be making myself scarce.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we'll be going it solo again. You know, this game's actually got a fairly fond place in my heart, as this is one of the few Mega Man games I actually owned growing up. This and, well, the first one, which I still have. And that's why I've decided we're gonna go to Flame Man first. See, I remember a certain little something about this game. I really love the flavor of the robot stats there on the enemy select screen. I mean, they give no actual tactical information, but it just adds a nice little bit of flavor text. Now, clearly I don't remember the instruction booklet verbatim, as evidenced by the fact that my lovely operator had to come and correct me, or I guess re-inform me. But I do remember that there was a section in it that detailed that apparently Mr. X, you know, the totally not Dr. Wily in a cape, stole an energy balancer. You know, that awesome quality of life improvement from the last Game Boy game. And that lovely little device just so happens to be hidden in one of the levels. Now, this is not the level that it is hidden in, but you'll need to go through this level before you'll be able to get to it. I love how these guys are completely flame-proof. Well, at the very least, I suppose it's nice of the devs to do that, as a hell of a time getting across that fire if they weren't. And, yeah, we're not fireproof. Falling into one of those burning oil pits is automatic death. Not good times. I will say, though, I do love the little sound effect, that it's not just the generic falling in water sound effect that has been used for the previous games, as obviously it would sound a bit different to fall into something as viscous as oil. One must ask, why is oil just being left out? It's pretty irresponsible of whoever designed this place. Like, I can't imagine that it was Mr.X, as the tournament had already been completely concluded. And now he's just going to try to take places over. Ah, Flame Man. Perhaps one of the weakest of the fire-themed bosses. The only thing he's really got going for him is that I have a hard time predicting precisely what pattern those flame walls of his are going to go in. He'd have something going for him if those fire projectiles he shoots could block my bullets like the flame walls can, but as it stands, they cannot. And so arrogantly, I kill him with a regular buster shot. One of the better weapon get screens, in my opinion. We get Flame Blast, and what's this? Rush Power Adapter? Yes, you see, unlike the more well-known Super Adapter, this game actually has two adapters, which were later combined into one to make the Super Adapter. Just as soon as we go into Walking Cliche Man here's stage, I'll show it off. Behold the Power Adapter. Equip your dog, and look like a cross between a heavyweight boxer and the gorillas from Woodman stage in Mega Man 2. Your shots are now limited in distance. They don't really seem any stronger. Your charge shot is even more limited in distance, also not seeming much stronger, and you can't slide or use special abilities. However, you can break certain blocks like this, often hiding goodies within. On top of that, the Power Adapter has some niche uses, shall we say. You see, certain enemies like to try to employ armor to defend themselves from you, and the Power Adapter ain't having any of that. Now, while that shield guy was great, this right here is the big coup de grace. Mets can no longer defend themselves. That alone makes up for this armor's limitations. Well, that and comedy gold like this. Bye! Then, well, now I match the rest of the robots. Roll's red, Eddie's red, Rush is red. Hell, the only reason they decided to make Mega Man blue was because blue has more colors in its color palette and the NES's graphical capabilities. skull-themed enemies. Because it wasn't already obvious enough that Mr. X is actually Dr. Wily. Ow! You're almost as annoying as your cousin Big Large Huge Man from Megaman 5. Let's just re-equip our dog here. Fortunately, you can skip the cut sequence. Oh, that makes a world of difference. Now this is precisely why we needed that power adapter. Have to very carefully edge our way over. There we go. And so Proto Bro drops off the greatest quality of life upgrade in all of the original series. Hey, we didn't even have to buy it this time. Kind of a pity Contralto's so busy. I'm sure she would have gotten a kick out of the fact that I don't have to farm for it now. I don't know if maybe the difficulty in the Mega Man games got lesser as time went by, but I really do feel that at least these two bosses in this game were fairly easy. I love it. I say that and I immediately take 2 hits. See, if you can keep any kind of range from Tomahawk Man, normally his silver tomahawk will go right over your head. Then all you have to do is slide to go under whatever that attack with his headdress is. Oh yeah, I forgot you don't get invulnerability after they're dead. And so goes the second boss. You get Silver Tomahawk. Alright, well that's 2 bosses down. So I'll see you on the other side.